So what's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened in your class, like while you've been a teacher?
uh, I'm sure there are things that I'm not fully aware of, but they're the most hilarious ones. I think it was my second year. A student decided to bring in. It was fifth period, I think, fifth or sixth period, and he decided to bring in whatever fruit he had for lunch, but he wouldn't eat it, and then he would just leave it places in my room, and I would slowly find it. And it started with like oranges and apples, and then I started to notice. And well, at first it was I thought people were just forgetting, and then I started to comment and said, you guys are really forgetting your fruit all the time. And then it started to pick up, and it eventually started to be like multiple fruits and more exotic fruits. Like there was a dragon fruit that appeared one day, and there was a cantaloupe, and a watermelon, like all sorts of like big fruit. And they would put in places where I tried not to, or where they tried to make it so I couldn't see it at first until the class was over and they were gone. So it was places I wouldn't typically like sit or stand. And they started to put faces on them too, like smiley faces. And so at the end of the year, I slowly started to like whittle it down and figure out who potentially it was, and then I figured out who it actually was. And so on the very last day, I got a whole bunch of grapes, and I drew faces in for all the little grapes, and I covered their desk. And all the faces were looking up, so they sat down, and that was really hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah, I like those kinds of little jokes and things. It makes the class fun.
Mm-hmm.
Were you a joker like that when you were in high school?
Not entirely. Yeah, not really jokes and things, but I mean, I had mole also, and,
No way.
yeah, and so it was just really fun to poke his buttons or push his buttons, I guess. And all the teachers, it's fun. So not like anything ridiculous though.
Yeah.
I mean, you went to Los Altos. Like,
Mhm.
do you remember notable crazy things that happened?
No, but the senior pranks were
Oh.
fantastic. We had one. I don't think it was when I was there. I remember hearing about it, but there was like it might not even actually been at Los Altos now that I'm thinking about it. But there was like getting 3 cows and labeling them 1, 2, 4,
Oh no.
and then and then all the whatever staff it was at. Maybe it was at Mountain View. But the staff or the security or the police or whoever it was that ended up looking for it just spent hours trying to
my
find it,
God.
but there wasn't a third one.
Right.
Where did the cows? Where did you get 3 cows?
I don't know. So that was a great one.
Where does one get a cow?
Yeah,
That's
what?
what I just
I,
was.
I don't know.
3 cows.
Are there any teachers who you maybe didn't make such a good impression on as a student, and you came back as a teacher and they were like,
What's up?
I don't think so. Because I never really did anything in class that would really annoy teachers. I didn't necessarily agree with every teacher's teaching style, but I appreciated all my teachers, and you can even ask all my English teachers are still here. Herrera, Ariada, and Mole.
oh, wow.
And I was actually just talking to Ariada about this too. I miserably hated English as a subject. I loved all my English teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of like balanced out, which was really nice. And I think that was how it was with like every class. I either really liked the class or I just enjoyed the teachers, and so it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.